Did you hear what's going on with Trump and them? Apparently they shut down November and December food stamp. I just got a note from them say they gonna shut my food stamps. Ohio, you bet not. You bet not feed in that allegation. You better pay me my food stamps. I better get my food stamps. How am I supposed to feed my family? How? How am I supposed to take care of my children, my mother? How? How? Thanksgiving's around the corner, the holidays. I'm finna go steal everything. Everything. I'm not wrong. Free me. Cause guess what? I'm locked up. They won't let me out. I wish they would. Oh, wow. Let me not get no food stamps November and December. Free me. Get my commissary out. Cause I'm taking up the stove and taking everything. I'm not wrong. I'm going up in there with a bob. They won't know who I am. They won't know. I need my food stamps. ASAP. Trump, what did you just do? What did you do? I don't get food stamps November and December? Excuse me? Making my way downtown to the White House. I'm going to White House. Quick. I'm going to the White House. Quick. I'm going to the White House to meet Trump. What did you do with my food stamps? I want my EB.
So I'm going to play a video clip. And in this video clip, we have a gentleman. And this gentleman is pretty much saying that individuals like yourself, the people that wake up in the morning and go to a 9-to-5 job, people like you that pay taxes, y'all should be supporting his lifestyle. He's on food stamps and all this stuff, but he's saying that you, the person that wake up, go to a job you hate, should be supporting him, should be funding his lifestyle. He said that he's a boss and he shouldn't work a job. It's your responsibility to fund his lifestyle. Now, before I play that clip, I just want you to know that a lot of these people think this way. You can't feel sorry for all of these people. I'm sure by now you've heard about these food stamps being cut off. It's all over social media. It's all over YouTube. It's all over TikTok. Hell, it's on IG. It's everywhere. However, before you feel sorry for a lot of these people, just know they're just leeching off the system, and they want people like you. They think they're entitled to having these benefits, and they're literally saying people like you should be supporting their lifestyle. They have no problem with you going to work every day, struggling, going to a place you hate, around people you don't like, and just all the things that come with a 9-to-5 job. They have no problem with you doing that, as long as you support their lifestyle and they don't have to work. They can just stay home, eat Doritos all day, watch Housewives of Atlanta and whatever other nonsense they do. As long as you work, then they're cool with it, as long as they're getting these benefits. A lot of people have this flawed mentality. A lot of people are crashing out on TikTok. So I'm gonna go ahead and play this clip, then we'll talk about it.
I used to get $740 a month for my 2 kids, and we not getting EBT no more. They took the EBT. They saying I gotta work 20 hours a week. I'm not working for nobody. Get the fuck out of here. This is what Americans, taxpayer, work for us. They work for me. They gotta help me feed my fucking kids. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be quitters now. Y'all been helping us all this fucking time. Now y'all want to tap out. Get the fuck out of here. I want my EBT, yo. I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss. What the fuck I look like working when the government is here to help? Come on. Y'all send all that money to Iraq, Ukraine. Y'all funding all these wars. But when it's time to help the Americans, y'all don't want to fucking help us? I need my fucking EBT, yo. I need my money, yo. I need my fucking EBT. Stop fucking playing with me, yo.
You know what? Since they want to take food stamps away, I'm going to fucking Walmart. I'm going to rack up any damn Walmart, throw that shit right in the basket. I'm coming right about that bitch. Move, get the fuck out of my way. I'm not paying for a damn thing. Y'all got me fucked up. I ain't getting no food stamp, no EBT. Oh, watch this. Watch this. I'm about to, it's about to be some bullshit. It about to be some shit. I'm about to go in that bitch masked up, you hear me? masked up, racking every damn thing up off the damn shelf, throwing that shit in a basket, walking clean about there. Boy, I got me fucked up, boy. It's about to be Thanksgiving, you heard me? And Christmas coming up, and y'all gonna take away nigga EBT? Oh nah, y'all got the game really fucked up. Y'all got the game fucked all the way up, son. Believe it. Watch this. Y'all think I'm playing? Watch this, you heard me? Watch this. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. Watch what I do. I'm gonna go in that Walmart with a basket, and I'm gonna rack all kind of shit. I'm gonna throw this shit on the basket. I'm gonna walk right about that bitch. Put this in the car. Phew, I'm out of there. I'm out of there. Gone. I'm out of there.
Everybody on food stamps is going crazy. It's like they just discovered that they actually have to go to work. They just discovered that things are not free. It's wild. Like, I really think that a lot of people are trolling though, because I came across a video of a woman saying that if they cut her food stamps, she's gonna start stealing, and if somebody snitches on her, she's gonna get violent, that nobody should be walking her to her car to prevent her from stealing, because then she's gonna get violent, and that's just gonna be the consequence. And then I came across another video of a woman saying that she's gonna start breaking into people's houses because that's what people get for cutting her food stamps, because she deserves to have food stamps and her and her family are going to eat regardless. And then I came across another video of a man saying that he's a boss and he doesn't work for no one, and they cut his $700 and something worth of food stamps, and he's not going to go to work because he doesn't work for nobody, and that's not something that he does, and he's upset about it.
I want my EBT, and I'm not working for nobody. I'm a fucking boss.
All right, so you heard what he said. I'm talking about the first guy, talking about that it's the responsibility of you taxpayers to support his lifestyle. And it's literally hundreds, probably thousands of people like this. I've seen a lot. I'll definitely say hundreds, but there's so many, and what they're saying is so disgusting. I just got tired of looking at it. I only pulled those up just for the sake of making this video that I'm presenting to y'all. But so many of these people have the same mentality that he just presented to you. They think, that's how they think, that it's your responsibility to support them. Okay, it's their fault. And I don't want to bring anti-nihilism into this, but no one told him to bust a nut in these females and have kids. Okay, and all these single mothers that's getting on TikTok and YouTube, they're saying the same thing, that they got to feed their kid. One lady said she had 9 kids. She had 9 freaking kids, and she's not even that old. She's probably not even 30 years old. She had 9 kids, and she's saying she don't know how she's gonna feed her 9 kids. Well, first of all, where the baby daddy at? That's what we need to ask. Second of all, nobody told you to lay on your back, spread your legs, and open up that funky ass vagina to have 9 kids. That's y'all's fault. See, that's y'all's fault. Nobody told you to have 9 kids. And another thing too, no one's gonna tell you this, they be having all these kids just to get more benefits, okay, just to get more money. That's why they be having these kids. It's not out of love or anything like that. They just get these kids. I personally heard women say this, okay, and dudes too. They have kids just to collect more benefits. That's what they be doing. All right, it's not a love thing. It's not that they just want to populate the planet, procreate, you know, and sing kumbaya. No, it has to do with, yeah, get more benefits from the system, okay? Sucking the titties of the system until it runs dry. That's what they want to do. And let me tell y'all this. I'm sure some of y'all might know this already, but a lot of people don't know. These people be selling their food stamps too. Yeah, they be selling them. Hey, if y'all hear rain, it's raining outside. All right, it's raining real bad. It just started raining all of a sudden. But that's not gonna stop me from making this video. All right, but anyway, yeah, they be selling their food stamps. All right, now you're probably wondering, how can somebody sell food stamps? It's actually kind of easy. A lot of people do this. All right, but again, they're not gonna tell you this. They're gonna get on TikTok. They're gonna get on YouTube, bitch and whine, but they're not gonna tell you they be selling those food stamps. All right, this benefit money they be getting, they be buying clothes, they be buying shoes, they be buying things other than groceries. All right, they be buying items, they be buying stuff that doesn't go in their refrigerator to feed the family. They be getting their hair done. They be buying shoes, all kinds of stuff. All right. Yeah, stuff that don't come out the grocery store. So what they'll do is, like, let's use Walmart for example. Here's one of the techniques. Let's say somebody's shopping in Walmart, right? Okay, somebody's shopping in Walmart. Let's say it's like I don't know, an elderly person. They got a cart full of groceries, right? Now let's say it's another person, a young person, all right, that's on food stamps. They got their EBT card, right? They see this elderly person with a cart full of groceries. They'll approach this elderly person and say, hey, I'll pay for your groceries. I'll swipe my card, and how much ever it costs, you just give me cash. Okay, so the person may or may not agree with it, but sometimes, or most times, they'll agree with it. They'll say, okay, that's fine. So they'll go to the self-checkout. All right, the elderly person will push their buggy to the self-checkout, and the young person with the EBT card will be with them, and the young person will swipe the EBT card, and the elderly person will just give them cash. So if it comes out to like $80 or $85 or $200, how much ever, whatever the price is, the old person will give the young person cash. That's one of the ways they do it. All right, that's how they sell their food stamps, to get cash money. And when they get that cash money, they go out and buy non-groceries. So like cosmetic items, apparel, things like that, non-groceries, things that you can't eat, things that don't go in your refrigerator, things that don't feed their 9 children. That's what they be doing. So a lot of these people that are mad that they won't be getting the food stamps, that's part of the reason, because they be selling these food stamps. And a lot of times it's not just for cosmetics. Sometimes they be selling the food stamps to get money to pay their other bills, like their car note or their light bill. Trust me, I know. I live around. I don't live around. I used to live around people like that. Let me put it like that. Okay, I used to live around people that would do this, so I know how the game works, and that's what they be doing. So a lot of these people will, I'm gonna say a good amount. All right, good amount of these people that's getting on TikTok, bitching and whining. That's part of the reason they're mad. It's not just for feeding their family. They can't sell these food stamps now, and they can't get this money to do what they want with it. That's part of the reason why they're mad. And you know, they're getting out here, they're talking real big. They're talking about running up in Walmart, looting and doing all this nonsense. You're just gonna end up in prison, okay? You're gonna end up in jail, or you're gonna be in prison for the holidays. All right, they're talking real big and all this stuff. Why would you want to risk your freedom? Okay, that's all you're doing. You run up in the store, you're talking about looting, you're talking about you're gonna load up your cart, you're gonna push it out the store and walk to your car, and they better not try to intervene, or you're gonna knock them out. You're just gonna be in prison for Thanksgiving and Christmas. All right, and when you're in there, you're not gonna like the food they serve you then. See? So they're getting on social media, and another reason is stupid too. They're getting on social media, telling pretty much the law enforcement, the justice system. They're telling them what their intentions are. Okay, they're pretty much exposing what they're gonna do. You know, if it was me, I wouldn't do something like that anyway. But if it was me, I'll just keep my mouth shut. They take away food stamps, I'll keep my mouth shut, go in there and take what I want to take. I wouldn't get on social media and reveal my plans, reveal my intentions. This goes to show how stupid they are, you see? This goes to show how idiotic they are. Why would you get on social media? Everybody watch social media, okay? The FBI, they monitor it. The FBI, all these 3-letter agencies, the law enforcement, they monitor social media. They know what these people are talking about, okay? They know what these people, what their intentions are. If they are really smart, they will keep their mouth shut. They all wouldn't be getting on TikTok, YouTube, talking about looting Walmart, okay, or whatever other grocery store. They wouldn't be talking about looting these stores, okay? The cat's out the bag now. Even if they are trolling, they're not trolling. They're being for real, because there's so many of them. Like I said, I saw hundreds, but it's probably thousands, because it's just so stupid. I got tired of looking, honestly. I'll venture to say it's thousands of them on social media right now as we speak. saying they're going to be looting and taking what they need. You're just going to end up in jail. And these grocery stores, they're very sneaky. If you don't get caught, you eventually will get caught. So if you do manage to walk out that store with a cart full of groceries and don't pay, it's going to catch up to you. It really will. It's not like it was back in maybe back in the 80s or the 90s. You could probably get away with that. Nowadays, you got to realize there's cameras everywhere. You might make it out that store. You might make it home that night, unpack your car, put all those groceries in your refrigerator. But guess what? That next morning, you're going to get a knock on your door. Or the day after that, you're going to get a knock on your door. They got cameras, okay? They monitor what you're doing at the self-checkout. That's how stupid these people are. The people that's talking about stealing, that's how stupid they are. But anyway, the store's monitoring you, okay? You walk out to your car, all they gotta do is zoom that camera in on your license plate, and bam, they got you. That's really all they gotta do. That's how they be catching these people. And then the next morning, they get a knock on their door. They think they got away with it because they made it home. No, you ain't get away with it. That's gonna catch up with you. Sooner or later, if they don't catch you that next day, they'll probably get you later on that week. They ain't gonna let you get away with that. Or what they'll do is, you'll take it home, you'll unpack the groceries and load it up in your refrigerator. You go back to that store the following week, boom, they got you. See, that's what they be doing. There's people that work at these stores specifically just to do that. That's how they be catching these people, okay? Because so many people, they'll go through self-checkout. I'm not talking about food stamps. I'm talking about just like regular shoppers. They'll go through the self-checkout. They'll steal like an item or two, get away with it. They'll come back another day, steal another item or two, go home, thinking they got away with it this whole time. In their mind, like, oh, okay, I'm getting away with all these items. I saved $30. They'll keep doing it. Then one day, they'll do it again. Somebody will meet them at the self-checkout. Okay, one of the store officials will say, hey, come with me, come to the office. They'll pull them in the office, rewind the tapes, and be like, yeah, we noticed you have been paying for these items the past 3 or 4 weeks. They got you on camera. Okay, and this happens all the time. These people be getting caught. All right? You think they don't be looking, they don't be paying attention? They know. All right, the store knows if they're going to put a self-checkout there, it's a high risk for these people to steal. There's cameras all over that store. There's really nothing you can take without them knowing. But again, that's how stupid these people are, talking about they're going to loot, they're going to do this, they're going to do that. Like I said, even if they do make it out to their car and make it home, they're going to get a knock on their door the next day or later on that week. All right, and then, like I said, you're just going to get locked up. You're going to get locked up, then you won't have no freedom at all. All right, you're going to have to eat whatever nasty garbage they feed you while you're locked up. And you ain't going to be able to see your 9 kids. All right, and that's another thing too. Life is already hard for these people. It's already hard for these people, but yet and still, they're so bent on having more and more and more kids. They have kid after kid after kid after kid. And like I said, I'm not trying to turn this into an anti-natalist thing. I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. Am I anti-natalist? Yes, all the way. Y'all know this. But what I'm trying to say is it's always people like that, okay? They have just poor living conditions. These people are in the worst living conditions, but they're just so bent on having children, okay? They pop out kid after kid after kid. They're complaining about feeding their kids, okay? They're complaining about feeding their 9 kids or their 5 kids. Like I said, nobody told them to open up that stink vagina, all right? I know it sounds funny, but it's true. No one told them to get on their back, spread their legs, and do that, okay? No one told them to do that. Nobody told them to do that. They brought that upon themselves. Life is already hard for them, but they chose to have all these extra kids to make life even harder. Not only for the parent, but for the kids too. You're bringing kids into this terrible living condition. All right, but they don't think like that. Okay, so that's their fault. Like I said, a lot of these people, I'm gonna venture to say most. All right, I'm gonna say 60% of these people you should not feel sorry for. The people that are truly disabled, okay, because there's a lot of people that do need it. They genuinely cannot work. Okay, they might have a mental issue or just some kind of physical disability. Those are the people that need to be on it. Those are the people that need it. Okay, but these other 60%, these able bodies, these single mothers that got 8, 9, 10 kids and just don't want to work. Okay, or these dudes that just don't want to work, like the guy I showed you earlier that said it's your responsibility to support his lifestyle. It's so many people like that. They get what they get, okay? They get what they deserve. If it's cut out for November and the rest of this year, then that's just too bad. All right, because you already see how their mentality is. They think you should be supporting them. They let the cat out of the bag. They think you should wake up, go to your 9 to 5 every day that you hate, and fund their lifestyle. They got the audacity to get on social media and say that. They just told you to your face. They don't care about you. As long as you work, and pretty much you're working for them. That's pretty much what they're trying to say. And one girl did say that. She said, your job is to work for her, so she can stay home and lay on the couch and just be a lazy POS. Don't do nothing with her 5 kids. They're able-bodied. They have no disability. They're able-bodied. They're able to get out there and work. All right? But they want you to do it. So those are the ones that you should not feel sorry for. The 60% that's able-bodied, they feel as though they're entitled. Okay, but the 40% that are genuinely disabled, that can't work, that really need it, yeah, those are the ones that should be getting it. Yeah, they brought this on themselves though, okay, just having all these kids and putting themselves in this horrible living condition. They brought that on themselves. So people like that, no, you shouldn't feel sorry for them.
Aspen Shumpert joins us live in studio tonight. Aspen, I know you spoke to one family who relies on the benefits and what they're preparing for. What's their perspective at this point?
Joe, without the funds, they say they'll be left with an empty pantry, an empty fridge, and impossible decisions in order to make sure their young daughter doesn't go hungry.
We don't know how we're going to handle the whole situation.
Sarah and Robert Collins are raising their 1-year-old daughter Freya in Payette.
She's hardly ever in a bad mood.
The couple navigating life together while both disabled and on Social Security income.
I got diagnosed with spinal stenosis. I have a hard time sitting or standing for extended periods of time.
Their Social Security income brings in about $1,000 together. They spend about half of that on their affordable housing rent, the rest on other bills like gas and car insurance or diapers for Freya.
We live paycheck to paycheck. It's really tiring. You don't have money to, go and get out something that you might need, like you might need medicine for your daughter or even for yourself.
For groceries, they rely on just over $400 a month of SNAP benefits.
Dinosaur chicken nuggets for Freya. Those aren't too expensive, but it gets us enough to get by.
We have to be strategic about how we spend our food stamps.
Today, they're near the end of their month's supply of groceries.
This is the end of the month stash of what's in our fridge. Down here, I just have some leftover pasta, some cheese, and some mayo mainly.
And in a week, they say their fridge and pantry will be empty. Because this week, the Idaho Department of Health and Welfare announced with the government still shut down and funds running out, SNAP benefits would not be sent to recipients in November.
We don't have a backup plan.
And they're not alone. The USDA program provides food assistance to 40 million low-income people in the country.
Thinking of the sheer number of millions of people not getting food, it's astonishing.
The Collins say they'll be forced to do more than just pinch pennies.
We would have to dip into our regular funds, even though it's not really an option.
Maybe shop at Dollar Tree instead of going to Winco.
Their biggest concern, not having food to feed their daughter.
She doesn't understand politics. She only understands hunger.
It may not be our fault, but you can't help but feel like a failure as a parent with that. I mean, feeding your child is the bare requirement to be a parent, and if you can't do that, what kind of a parent are you? Come here.
They say there may be days they skip a meal in order to feed her.
We have to depend on the government, who is currently letting us down because we qualified for these benefits and we're not going to be able to receive them, even despite needing them.